Hey, Shalom, Akim, this is Yahweh Tazak coming back with another video. I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Much love and respect to you brothers out there doing the work in sincerity and truth, striving for the hopeful elect, enduring all afflictions, and seeking out your salvation with fear and trembling. Yahweh Shai Wahabrakak Badash Barakatam Akim. Alright, I'm coming back with another video this morning. I'm on the road, heading to work. And I've been just sitting on this and meditating on this lesson. I'm going to pull out, as always, a few scriptures, and make it as quick as I can. But what it boils down to in this lesson, what I want to speak is, do you really believe that Yahweh Shai is going to deliver you from all situations? Whether it be to the smallest thing that you experience in your day-to-day life, to the biggest thing, which is what we're all trying to escape, is death. From dying an unrighteous death or by the hand of our enemy. Alright, do you believe that Yahweh Shai will deliver you? Alright, and this is a thing that brothers have to really settle in their minds, to the point of having complete faith and trust in Yahweh Shai, because that's what he's wanting and looking for, man. And us coming up in this world in America, it teaches us to be doubtful, to be to lack courage, to be selfish. You know what I'm saying? All these different things that take away the good that Yahweh Shai wants to give us. When you come into this thing, you have to have faith. Scriptures say, real quick, let me go ahead and bring it out. In Hebrews 11:6. It says, but without faith, it is impossible to please him. And that's true, man. So if you want to receive the benefits of Yahweh Shai, and the one that I'm speaking about is being delivered from every situation, the ones that could be detrimental to your salvation, those are the ones that I'm talking about, because you're going to have to go through things to learn to be built up in the spirit. To go from glory to glory. That's the only way. You can know the scriptures, you can know all the precepts, but without experience, it means nothing to your life, and to build someone up. It means nothing. You know what I'm saying? You have to have experience. You have to go through certain things. Yahweh Shai is going to allow you to go through certain things to build you up, and some of those things may hurt. May bring you to a very low state, but the ones that I'm talking about is the ones that could potentially take you out of the truth. Okay, so it says, but without faith it is impossible to please him, for he that cometh to Yahweh must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So you have to believe that Yahweh Shai is going to deliver you out of all situations. Okay, and Yahweh Shai tells us not to worry, tells us not to be anxious in that sense of where it can cast you out to where you lack faith. You have to have complete faith in Yahweh Shai. Do the work, do the things that are required of you to receive these benefits that Yahweh Shai is willing to give to the elect. Because he said right here, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So he rewards those that diligently seeking after him, meaning that they run, they follow, and they obey him at all his commands. Okay, so I want to start off with the book of Acts chapter 5, and there's a situation which there's many examples that I could use to prove how Yahweh Shai would deliver. out of situations. but there's one in particular that I find beautiful because it was by no man. It was, what people would call today supernatural, or things of that nature. So I want to use the book of Acts chapter 5 verse 17. It says, then the high priest rose up, and also because we're coming into the times where people are going to try to they're going to apprehend us. They're going to put us in certain areas of like concentration camps, jails, prisons, whatever they may have. But you have to believe that Yahweh Shema shall deliver you out of that. Okay. It says, then the high priest rose up, and all they that were with him, which is the sect of the Sadducees, and were filled with indignation. Now the Sadducees are a sect of men that don't believe in the spirit. All right, which today we know them as the atheists. They don't believe in a higher power. Okay, so it says, which is a sect of the Sadducees, and we're filled with indignation. And that's a lot of these people out in the world. They're filled with indignation. They're filled with hatred. The love of the Yahweh Shema has waxed cold. They don't believe. They don't have faith. All right. And it says, and laid their hands on the apostles and put them in the common prison. See, so when you go to jail, there's no escaping, right? You can't get out. You have to you get like a phone. You get one phone call, and you have to call collect. You know what I'm saying? And most people don't want to pay that bill. So a lot of people will reject that call. So they make it very difficult for you to get out of that prison, that jail, that situation. You have to get a bail bondsman. Somebody has to go get that bondsman. If not, then you have to sit it out until they decided to release you. Or you see the judge, right? Well, the apostles, they didn't have that ability. They didn't have that opportunity to do what we have today. So they had to completely depend on Yahweh Shai to deliver them out of that situation. And that's how we have to be. We can't depend on what we're used to, because we know that these things that we're used to is to our use. Scriptures say use the world by not abusing it, but it's not always going to be accessible to us. What's accessible to us is the spirit of Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, if you're the elect. If I'm the elect, that's the only way to get out of the situations, is by letting Yahweh Shai work it out. Okay? It says, and laid their hands on the apostles and put them in the common prison. But the angel of Yahweh Shai, by night opened the prison doors and brought them forth and said, go stand and speak in the temple of the people all the words of this life. So they were delivered out of this common prison by an angel that Yahweh Shai sanctioned to go deliver them out of this situation, and commanded them to go and continue to preach his gospel, right? As he says right here, all the words of this life. Okay? Because these words are life. All right? To those that accept it, you will receive life. That benefit of being delivered out of the ultimate one that we're wanting to be delivered from is death. All right? Continue reading. It says 21. And when they heard that, they entered into the temple early in the morning and taught. But the high priest came, and they that were with him, and called the council together, and all the senate of the children of Israel, and sent to the prison to have them brought. But when the officers came and found them not in prison, they returned and told, saying, the prison truly found we shut with all safety, and the keepers standing without before the doors. But when we had opened, we found no man within. You see, so that's what you would call supernatural. What people would call, a phenomenon, or, unexplained, unsolved mystery type thing. There's no explaining how can you get out of this, or some people will call it witchcraft. You know, they would be listed as witches. You know, but this was all through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai has the ability to do these things, man. Just like the account when Philip ran into the Ethiopian eunuch. You know, he baptized them in the water that was there next to the chariot, and immediately when they came up, Philip was transported, man. He was taken away by the Spirit before the Ethiopian eunuch's eyes, man, disappeared. Okay, so Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai has the ability to do these things. You gotta have faith in that, though. You know, you can't just be, you know, a speaker, but you don't believe in what you speak. You gotta believe that. You know, and things that I've experienced, I wholly believe that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai delivered me from a lot of things that I've experienced, man. You know, but that's for me to believe in. That's for me to know and understand. You know, I can tell you every situation that I've gone through. You know, and some people will be like, you know, it's just luck or chance or whatever. But I believe wholeheartedly that it was Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, even to this very day. You know, you gotta have faith. And just like the account when Yahweh Shai was on the boat and that great storm came and he was sleeping, and he had the apostles that were, you know, afraid and worried, you know, terrified, whatever it may be. But Yahweh Shai continued to sleep, you know. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because it was like a couple of weeks ago, maybe last week, it was raining real heavily over here where, you know, I work. And, you know, I stay in the RV. And the RV don't have any kind of foundation to where it's, you know, it's just set up upon, you know, some stands that, you know, that come down from the RV, and however you balance and you set it down to the ground, that's what it is. You know, you level it out. But the storm came and I was already asleep. I got out of work, tired as hell, crashed out, and then, you know, I woke up from the thunder and the wind blowing the RV. And when I woke up, man, you know, I was hella tired, and I just remember that story, you know, that account that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai went through with the apostles, and how he remained sleeping, and how he was undisturbed because he had faith that his father Yahweh was not going to allow him to perish, you know. And he comforted the apostles, and that came to my mind. It was real quick, though, you know. I opened my eyes, laid there for a little bit, my eyes halfway open, you know. But like I said, it was real quick. No more than a minute. It was less than a minute. And I just said, fuck it, you know. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai be with me. Knocked out, you know, woke up, hey, I was ready to go to work. But that's just a small thing compared to what we're really gonna go through. But that's the building up of your faith, to not be not to worry, not to be afraid, because Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai doesn't want us to be this way. He wants us to be humble and to have full confidence in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay. So if you read this whole account, man, you know, they try to stop them from preaching this word, okay? And then if you go all the way down, let me go ahead and just bring it out. In verse 41, and they departed from the presence of the council, rejoicing that they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his name. And daily in the temple, in every house, they ceased not to teach and preach Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. You see, so they rejoiced that they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his name. You know, so even if it's to the point of death. You know, we gotta have complete confidence and faith in that Yahweh Shem shall reward us even in this life and the life to come. Okay, whether it be through death. So from there, I want to bring out 2 Corinthians 1 and verse. Let's see here. Let me see, Salakia. This is 2 Corinthians 1 and 9. It says, but we had the sentence of death in ourselves, that we should not trust in ourselves, but in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, who raises the dead, who delivered us from so great a death, and doth deliver. You see, when the apostles went through that there in Acts 5, they just got beat. You know, they got probably chastised by the rod. You know, but they that wasn't enough to stop them. You know, so they had the sentence of death in them, but they knew they had to trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, who raised the dead, no matter what, to that very point, because that's the ultimate end of all men, right? It's death. So you have to think that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to deliver you no matter what in all situations. You know, death being the ultimate one. So your faith should be heightened to that level. All right. It says, who delivered us from so great a death, and doth deliver. And that's the premise of the videos, because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai does deliver and doth deliver, man. In whom we trust that he will yet deliver us. See? You have to have that same mentality, that he'll deliver you. Alright? And it's gonna be in ways that, like I said, you're gonna know it was from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You know? It's like I know through certain things that I went through in my life, whether it been outside of the truth or within this truth, it was all through Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. I know it was. It was through no other man. Though the Most High had used men, but those men, their heart was softened. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai softened their heart to be used to help me in that situation. All right, and then there's some things that it was of the Most High. Angel intervened. I mean, I had not seen the angel, but it had to be. It had to be. All right. So from there, let me go to. This is Sirach chapter 2, verse 6. It says, believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him. Okay? So you have to believe in him and he will help thee. And order your way aright and trust in him. So in the time being, we have to be working on ourselves, you know, and things of that nature. You know, we have to believe and trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Alright? And he will help us. So it's not just one thing, you know, it's not just going out to the highways and the byways, you know, talking, you know, shit to Esau. You know, you gotta apply this to your life. You know, you gotta fight every single day, you know. Verse 7, ye that fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, wait for his mercy, see, and go not aside, lest you fall. That's right. So you had to wait for his mercy. So when the apostles were put in the common prison, they waited for his mercy. They didn't fall out. They didn't fret, you know what I'm saying? They didn't run, you know. They didn't waver. They kept believing in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, as I read in 2 Corinthians chapter 1. It says, ye that fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, wait for his mercy and go not aside, lest ye fall. Ye that fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. See, so he's ready to reward us, man, for the things that we do, for his word, for his son Yahushai. You know? Ye that fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. So, and that's right, you have to hope for good, man. When you're in this thing, you can't be doubting and being hard on yourselves and things of that nature. You have to have hope in good. All right? Being rewarded. Being delivered from situations. All right? Do you really believe that you're going to be delivered from martial law? Do you believe that you're going to be delivered from hunger? All right? It tells you that in the book of Isaiah, that his servant shall eat. Verse 10, look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. You see, even to the time of death. So you have to believe in that. And as I read in verse 10, it says, look at the generations of old and see. So how do you do that? You go into the scriptures. For everything, for these things were written for our learning, man. Going back to Romans chapter 5, verse 3, I believe. All right. So nobody that Yahweh Shem Yahushai that feared him, he never despised or forsook. They were never confounded. They were delivered. There's, like I said, there's many examples. All right. I'm gonna read verse 11 again. For Yahweh Shem Yahushai is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. And whose sins are forgiven? Those are the ones of the elect of the nation of Israel, you Negro Latinos and Native American Indians, you men, women, and children. Verse 12. Woe be unto the fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways. You see, so if you go in two ways, you're being lukewarm. Then yeah, you ain't gonna be defended. You ain't gonna be delivered. All right, you're gonna be handed over to the hand of your enemies, and they're gonna do as they will. Okay, that's why it's very important that you take heed to what brothers have to say, man, because that's how Yahweh Shem Yahushai conveys his message. All right, it's by men that are moved by the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, and it says, woe be to the fearful hearts. You see, you can't be fearful. You can't have doubt. Okay, so it says destruction, right? The word woe means to destruction. Be to the fearful hearts and faint hands, meaning you have a weak spirit. Okay, you can't have that, man. I'm not saying that certain brothers are going to be weak, but their faith is what's going to subdue them. It's what's going to keep them afloat. It's what's going to keep them on their feet, on their toes. And the sinner that goeth two ways, being double-minded, unstable, right? Doesn't know what he wants. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore shall he not be defended. You see, faint-hearted means to be weak-minded. All right, so it says, for he believeth not. Basically it means you don't believe. You gotta be, when the Spirit hops on you, man, the Spirit's gonna fortify you. You're gonna go through certain things. The Spirit of wisdom is gonna try you and put you through certain crooked paths to see if she can trust you. But after that, you should be already built up. You have the brothers are gonna build you up. They're gonna give you encouraging words. And all you gotta do is just keep doing the work. Have faith, rehearse the righteous acts. But if you have fallen in these categories of doubt, of a fearfulness, you have to pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushai to fortify your spirit, man. All right, because you won't be defended. It says, therefore shall he not be defended. Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? Because the Lord, we know that the Lord is visiting the earth right now. He's destroying people. He's killing people every day. The judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is put out on the earth every day. All these different catastrophes, natural disasters are occurring. You know, everything and every life form is experiencing chaos, man, or destruction. You know, verse 15, they that fear Yahweh will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways. They that fear Yahweh Shema Shai will seek that which is well, pleasing unto him. You see, as I read, starting off with Hebrews 11 and 6, that without faith it is impossible to please him. So faith is part of the beginning of, because the scriptures say, faith cometh by hearing, and the hearing of the word of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. So it says, they that fear Yahweh will, Salaki, let me start at verse 16. They that fear Yahweh Shema Shai will seek that which is well, pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law. They that fear Yahweh Shema Shai will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight, saying, we will fall into the hands of Yahweh and not into the hands of men. For as his majesty is, so is his mercy. You see? So they'll pray unto Yahweh Shema Shai, saying, we will fall into the hands of Yahweh Shema Shai and not into men. Why? Because men will do as they will unto you. You know, Yahweh Shema Shai will defend you and protect you in that time of affliction. All right, in that time that you're faced with the most dire situation. Okay, so I just, like I said, I had been sitting on this, you know, for a couple of days, thinking and thinking upon this, meditating upon these scriptures, and you know, but hey, man, you just gotta have faith. We all have to continue to hold on to our faith and be increased. Pray to Yahweh Shema Shai to increase us with faith. You know, because we're coming into those times where that's all we're gonna have, man. You know, that's all you're gonna have in that time. You ain't gonna have no access to a phone and to call a lawyer, to call your mom or dad, or you know, your woman, you know, your homeboys, or you may not have you may not be around brothers, so you're solely gonna have to depend on Yahweh Shema Shai and your faith. All right, and the things that you have contributed to Yahweh Shema Shai, which is basically